What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. The day that you are watching this is my 27th birthday. I'm filming this a few days in advance, but my birthday is coming up. So I thought that today it would be fun to talk about 7 things I don't have time for at 27. Every year I kind of have this interesting little period between New Year's and my birthday, which is about like 5-6 weeks, where like on New Year's, everyone's making all their New Year's plans and goals and whatnot. And then I feel like around this time of year, early February, is when people start to kind of like fall off on stuff or give up on their goals and certain things. So for me, it's nice that my birthday falls at this time of year because I feel like I have this trial period of what my goals are, and then I can kind of reevaluate everything on my birthday and kind of give myself a fresh start or figure out what's working for me and what's not within the first part of the year. So I've been reflecting a lot on how things have been since my last birthday and my goals and plans for the year ahead. And I have been thinking about these 7 things that I do not have time for. I'm in my late 20s now. I'm starting to feel old. I know that I'm not old, but sometimes I feel that way. And as I get older, there's just a lot of things that I don't have time for. So let's get started and get into this list. Number 1, the first thing I don't have time for anymore at 27 is fucking around. It's time to find out. I'm done with fucking around. And by that I mean I am done with wasting my time figuring out what's gonna happen with a lot of aspects in my life. Like, I've been in a few relationships where I felt like I was just waiting around for other people to get their shit together. Like, no, we're done fucking around. We're finding out. We're gonna be with someone who knows what they're doing in life, or we're gonna be alone and I'm gonna know what I'm doing in my life. So that's a big part of this, is like relationships with other people, romantic relationships, also friendships. Like, I just cannot waste any more time trying to maintain friendships with people who aren't sure if they want to be friends with me, or like don't know how they feel about this relationship. I don't have time for it. I want to be spending my time doing things that I know are working for me, that are making me happy, that are fulfilling to me. I don't want to have to feel anxious and second guessing myself about all of my relationships, because I am done fucking around and it is time to find out. I think as I'm entering 27, I just want to have a lot more like permanence and stability in my life. Not just with relationships, although that's a huge part of it, but also just with like things about myself and like my living situation, my job. Like, I'm done with going after things that are a waste of my time or that I'm unsure about. I want to be very steady in who I am as a person from now on. Number 2, nice segue. Number 2 is hating who I am. I have spent so many years of my life wasted on things like my eating disorder, feeling insecure about my body, feeling really unhappy with myself, like years and years since I was a very young child. And I don't have time for that anymore. I don't have time for that. It has been a thief of my energy, of my happiness. I get into these cycles of just like really disliking myself, not even wanting to look in the mirror or take a shower or like do anything because of how unhappy I am with myself and how I look. And I just don't have time for that anymore. I think that being in therapy and treatment with my nutritionist for my eating disorder has helped me tremendously with this. The principles of intuitive eating and body neutrality, like not even necessarily being positive and in love with everything about myself, but just being neutral and being okay and content with who I am as a person. I think in the last year or 2, I've built up a lot more confidence in myself. Like, even the fact that I'm on YouTube regularly and like filming videos of myself and putting myself out there, or posting selfies on Instagram, like years ago, I could not do any of that stuff. I was way too self-conscious, and I just don't have time anymore to hate the person that I am. I have become a really cool, interesting person, and I'm proud to say that. I almost feel like embarrassed to say that, but I'm working on that because I know that I have made such huge changes in my life over the last few years, and I think now is the time to just embrace that and be content and happy with that, or with certain things to just be neutral, like my body, because that's a whole feat in itself to reach neutrality. And that's something that I wish for everyone. I hope that all of you guys can come to a place where you don't have time to hate who you are and instead try to embrace and love yourself. I've definitely been working on that, and it's had so many benefits for me. Number 3, I do not have time to be following needless rules. A lot of these rules have been self-imposed through my life, heavy influence from my eating disorder of rules around like what I can eat, what I can't eat, what I can wear, what time I can eat food, Am I eating too much food? Is everyone watching me? Like everything I eat is wrong. Like all of these sort of rules and regulations around food, but also around like what I can wear, what pictures I can post online, how often can I text people? Like, are they going to think that I'm annoying? Like all of these little rules and regulations around how I conduct myself in life. I don't have time for it. I'm trying to let go of a lot of that stuff and just be a lot more intuitive and doing things that I genuinely want to do. Like I'll eat the food that I want to eat. I will wear the clothes that I want to wear. I'll post the pictures I want to post. I'll talk to the people I want to talk to. I will be honest about my feelings. And if something is not right, stop doing it. I mean, even stuff like finishing a book or finishing a movie that I don't like. Like for so many years, I've just had this thing of like, I need to do everything that I said I would do. And if I don't do it, then I'm failing. And like, all that does is make me feel bad about myself in different ways. It does nothing to help me. And then at the end of the day, what did you accomplish? Oh, you did something that you didn't want to do because it was the rule. Like that doesn't make anybody feel good. And again, I will mention intuitive eating. The principles of intuitive eating have helped me so much, not just with eating and food stuff, but with the way I conduct myself in a lot of my life. Like if I'm not enjoying something or if I've had enough of something, just stop. Just stop doing it. And that's okay. That's actually healthy for you. Another thing related to this is just feeling like I'm in control of myself instead of some other negative part of myself controlling what I do. Like feeling like I'm very active in control of what I do day to day, what I put in my body, who I spend time with. That's something that is a very new feeling for me, feeling like I'm actually in control of those things instead of just following some arbitrary set of rules that I've self-imposed. And it feels really good. Like it feels really good to feel like I am in touch with myself and I'm in control of everything that I do. Number 4 is shopping as a hobby. So this is something I've definitely done better with in the last couple of years, but I think now at 27, I really want to make this like a primary focal point that I am not using shopping as a hobby. I've done really well in the last few years with transitioning pretty much everything I buy to be secondhand, almost everything. There's a handful of things that I'll buy new, but even with that, I started using secondhand shopping as a crutch of kind of like, oh, like I'll buy it because it's secondhand and like I can justify spending money or like going shopping because what I'm buying is secondhand. And even if things are secondhand, you can still overconsume those things. And at least for me, I just have found myself buying stuff that like I don't really love, I don't really want, I don't really need. It doesn't really have a place in my home. So this year, I'm really starting to hone in on that and stop doing that. Shopping, I don't think should be like a leisure activity. At least for me, it doesn't really go well. I want to be a lot more intentional about everything that I purchase, the way that I spend my money, and everything that I bring into my home so that my home can be a very relaxing, restorative place and not just filled with random stuff and clutter. I also just went through my closet the other day and I got rid of like half of my clothes. They're not out of here yet because they're like in bags and I have to figure out which stuff I'm giving away or what I'm gonna try to sell or donate or whatever, but that felt really good to just get rid of stuff that I don't need in my life. Number 5 is people who don't respect boundaries. I don't have time for you. Anyone who's trying to bother me about like, when are you getting married? Are you dating again? When do you think you'll have kids? Anything about my weight or my body, like I don't have time to talk to you about those things. If I want to talk about those things, I will talk about them. I'm fine talking about it. But if I'm trying to set a boundary and say like, I don't feel comfortable answering that question, or I don't really want to talk about that, let's change the subject, and somebody is persistently asking me, I don't have time for you. I will leave the situation. This is something that has taken me a while to kind of work up to because I do have the tendency to be kind of a people pleaser or to be polite or to feel pressured to talk about things, even if I'm gonna go home after that conversation and feel really bad about everything that was said. And honestly, I don't care about anyone else's judgment of where I'm at in life. I'm happy with where I'm at in life. I'm really happy with my life situation overall. And if I want someone's opinion, I will bring that up and we can talk about it. But anyone that's trying to like bully me to talk about things I don't want to talk about, that's a huge no from me. Also, a big part of this is political conversations. Like I used to be so easily dragged into political conversations, especially with my family members that have different political views than me. When I was younger, it was very easy for me to get roped into these conversations and just have the same exact angry argument conversation over and over and over again about political issues that I know I will never change my mind on and they will probably never change their mind on, and why are we even having this conversation? Things where I know nothing good is gonna come out of it and it's just gonna make everyone angry. Like, I don't want to have those conversations anymore. I'm happy to discuss it in like a intellectual way and talk about evidence and data and why I believe the things that I believe, but as soon as it becomes nasty and it's just like we're repeating the same platitudes that we always say to each other, I'm done. I don't want to talk about that anymore. It's a waste of time. It makes everyone angry and it doesn't accomplish anything. So I'm really working to put up boundaries around politics because that's something that's really easy for me to slip into arguing with people about. But just in general, people who don't have boundaries, I'm done with you. I have no time for you. Number 6 is TikTok. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm old. I feel really old. And the time that I feel like absolutely elderly is when I get on TikTok. I don't understand how TikTok works. Probably I should learn because I'm trying to do more like social media content stuff. I have posted a couple of TikToks. I'll link my TikTok down below, but like, I really don't watch anything on TikTok. I feel like I just don't have time for it. Like, it's a time suck. It's designed to keep you hooked into it as long as possible. Like, I enjoy watching TikToks. Like, if people send me a funny TikTok, I will watch them. I also watch a lot of Instagram reels, but like, even Instagram reels, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of time. Sometimes it's nice to like relax and just turn your brain off for a little bit with stuff like that, but generally, I just feel like TikTok, I don't really like it. I don't have time for it. I don't want to learn how to do it. Like, maybe I will change my mind on that, especially like I said, as I keep doing more content and some short form content, but like, TikTok, I don't have time for you. I'm sorry. And lastly, number 7, I do not have time for mean comments. So I don't get a ton of mean comments on my YouTube channel because my channel is really small. I don't get a ton of views, which means I don't get a ton of comments at all, much less mean comments, but there have been some mean comments over the time that I've had this channel, and usually I just delete them, but sometimes they really get to me. I also sometimes will post my videos on Reddit kind of to promote them, and like once in a while I'll get people on Reddit who are just like really mean and negative, and that stuff really bothers me. I know that that's a common thing with content creators, is like you can get 100 positive comments and it's great and they're so nice, but then you just get one really mean comment and it just kind of ruins everything. I'm really working on not letting that affect me, and I guess the reason I'm trying to prioritize that while my channel is really tiny is because I know that that stuff just gets worse as you grow. Like, the more of an audience that you have, the more mean people come out to play. So I'm trying to just focus on getting rid of the negativity, not worrying about mean comments, not having time for mean comments while my channel is still really small, because I think that that will help me as I grow, hopefully. And it's just kind of the classic thing, like anyone who is sitting around at home, like writing a nasty comment for someone that they probably don't know or know very little, it's just like, why do you have time for that? Like, I don't do that to anyone. I don't have time to like write mean comments and make people feel bad. Like, why do you have time for that? That's very silly. So I try to let that be my gateway into ignoring it. Like, these people just have nothing better to do. They live their whole life on the internet. Like, okay, fine. That's sad for you, but I'm just gonna move on. So guys, there you have it. 7 things I do not have time for at 27. Let me know down below, what are some things that you have decided to cut out of your life recently? How has it made a difference for you? I always love hearing from you guys. I really appreciate when people leave comments. I love reading them, the nice ones, of course, not the mean ones. I will delete them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm super excited to celebrate my birthday. This is the first year in a while that I'll be celebrating my birthday with like a lot of people. I usually have solo birthdays, but this year I'm having a bunch of friends to do some fun things together. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!